Imagine the sun setting over the ancient city of Istanbul, where the minarets of mosques silhouette against a fiery orange sky, and you might think the day is ending. But you would be wrong. This is when the city truly wakes up, when the streets begin to pulse with an energy so intense, so unpredictable, that it will completely shock you. Welcome to Turkey After Dark, a world where ancient traditions collide with modern madness, where the night is not for sleeping, but for living in the most extraordinary ways. What you are about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about this country, from secret parties on the Bosphorus to underground rhythms that beat until dawn. This isn't just a night out, this is a journey into the heart of Turkish soul. And if you think you're ready, keep watching, because the nightlife here will blow your mind. Our adventure begins as the last call to prayer echoes through the old city, a serene sound that soon gives way to the growing buzz of anticipation. The first thing that will shock you is the sheer scale of it all. This isn't just a few bars and clubs. Entire districts transform into playgrounds for the night. Let's start in Istanbul, the city that straddles two continents. In the neighborhood of Beyoğlu, specifically Istiklal Avenue, a pedestrian street that seems to stretch forever, you are immediately swallowed by a river of humanity. Thousands of people, locals and tourists alike, flow down this historic avenue, past grand buildings from the Ottoman era, now housing trendy shops and cafes. The energy is electric, but the real shock is around the corner, in the narrow side streets. Here, you find hidden gems, tiny meyhanes, which are traditional Turkish taverns, where the night starts not with loud music, but with shared plates of meze and the national drink, raki. As you sit down, the table fills with small dishes, hummus, stuffed vine leaves, fried calamari, and more. The raki, an anise-flavored spirit, turns cloudy when you add water, and sipping it slowly is a ritual. But don't be fooled by the calm start. This is just the warm-up. The real shock comes when the music begins. A live band starts playing fasil music, a type of Turkish classical music, and suddenly, everyone is singing along, clapping, and even dancing between the tables. The warmth and camaraderie are infectious. Strangers become friends over a shared bottle of raki. This is where you learn that Turkish nightlife is deeply social, built around food, drink, and conversation. But as the night deepens, the scene shifts dramatically. From the traditional meyhanes, we move to the modern heart of Istanbul's nightlife, the clubs along the Bosphorus Strait. And this is where the shock factor really kicks in. Picture this. You're on a rooftop terrace with a panoramic view of the water, the illuminated bridges connecting Europe and Asia, and the majestic silhouette of the Maiden's Tower. The air is cool. The music is a mix of international DJs and Turkish pop, and the crowd is dressed to impress. But the real shock is the party boats. Yes, boats. Throughout the night, massive ferries turned into floating clubs cruise up and down the Bosphorus. You can dance under the stars with the city lights glittering on both sides, an experience that feels like something from a movie. The music blasts, people are dancing wildly, and every time you look out the window, you see a different iconic landmark passing by. It's surreal and breathtaking, but the nightlife isn't confined to Istanbul. Let's travel to the coastal city of Bodrum, a playground for the rich and famous during the summer. Here, the shock is the level of luxury. Beach clubs that operate well into the night, with world-renowned DJs, infinity pools, and champagne showers. It's a scene of glamour and excess that rivals Ibiza or Mykonos. Yet, just a short drive away, in the Old Town, you can find traditional bars where local fishermen drink beer and play backgammon. This contrast is what makes Turkey so fascinating. Within a few miles, you can experience two completely different worlds. Now, for something that will truly shock you. The alternative scene in neighborhoods like Kadıköy on the Asian side of Istanbul. This area is a hub for artists, students, and intellectuals. The nightlife here is more underground, with indie rock bands playing in cramped venues, jazz clubs where the music is soulful and intimate, and street art that comes alive at night. The energy is raw and creative, a stark contrast to the glitz of the Bosphorus. You might stumble upon a secret party in an abandoned building or a poetry slam in a tiny cafe. This is where you see the rebellious spirit of Turkish youth, pushing boundaries and expressing themselves freely. And then there's the food. Turkish nightlife is inseparable from street food, and this is a shock to the senses in itself. As you walk through the streets late at night, the aroma of sizzling meat fills the air. You have to try the doner kebabs, sliced fresh from a vertical spit and wrapped in warm bread. Or the midye dolma, mussels stuffed with spiced rice, sold by vendors on every corner. But the king of late-night food is definitely the Islak burger, a wet burger steamed in a special sauce, which is a beloved drunk food after a night out. The lines for these burgers can be incredibly long, but it's worth the wait. Eating this juicy, messy burger at 3 a.m., while surrounded by a crowd of happy, noisy people, is a quintessential Turkish experience. What might also shock you is how late everything goes. The night doesn't really get started until after midnight, and parties can continue until 5 or 6 in the morning. It's common to see families with young children out late, enjoying the atmosphere which speaks to the communal nature of public life here. There's a sense of safety and vibrancy that allows everyone to participate. But the most shocking aspect of Turkish nightlife is the fusion of old and new. In cities like Antalya, you can dance in a club that is literally built into an ancient Roman ruin. Or in Cappadocia, you can attend a party in a cave with its unique acoustics and mystical atmosphere. This blending of history with modern entertainment is something you won't find anywhere else. It's a reminder that Turkey is a land of layers, where centuries of culture are alive in the present moment. As the night progresses, we can't forget the music. Turkish music is incredibly diverse, and on a night out, you'll hear it all. From the hypnotic rhythms of arabesque music, which tells tales of heartbreak and longing, to the upbeat sounds of Turkish pop stars like Tarkan, whose music gets everyone on the dance floor. Then there's the mystical sound of Sufi music, sometimes performed in cultural centers where the whirling dervishes spin in a trance-like state, creating a spiritual experience that is both haunting and beautiful. Experiencing this late at night adds a layer of depth to the party scene. But with all this excitement, there are also challenges. The nightlife economy is vital, but it faces issues like high taxes on alcohol, which makes drinks expensive, and occasional regulatory hurdles. Yet, the people's love for life ensures that the party always finds a way. The resilience of the nightlife scene is a testament to the Turkish spirit. As dawn approaches, the city begins to quiet down, but not before one last shock: the sunrise over the Bosphorus. After a long night of dancing, the best way to end is by finding a spot on the shore to watch the sun come up. The sky turns pink and gold, the water glistens, and the city is bathed in a soft light. It's a moment of peace and reflection, a perfect end to a chaotic night. You see fishermen heading out for their daily catch, and the city slowly transitioning back to its daytime self. This cycle of night and day is a beautiful metaphor for Turkey itself, constantly moving, changing, yet always rooted in its rich history. So what is the truth about nightlife in Turkey? It's more than just partying. It's a cultural phenomenon that showcases the warmth, diversity, and passion of the Turkish people. It's a world where you can dance on a boat between continents, sing traditional songs in a tavern, eat delicious street food at 4 a.m., and watch the sunrise over ancient waters. It's an experience that will shock you with its intensity, charm you with its hospitality, and leave you with memories that last a lifetime. The nightlife here doesn't just entertain, it transforms you. So, when you visit Turkey, don't just see the sights during the day. Dive into the night and let it surprise you. You won't regret it.